Are LED masks really worth it? I've tested the CurrentBody Series 2 LED mask for over a month, compared it to the original, and dug into the science so you don't have to. In this video, I've compiled everything you need to know, my experience, results, and whether this investment is right for you. Plus, don't pay full price. Use my code CBHelen for the best discount. Let's get into it. Hi, I'm Helen. I was sent CurrentBody's Series 2 LED mask. I actually have the first one in this series. You can see some older videos on that, but I thought I would do an unboxing with you. I'm really excited because this is supposed to help with collagen, which I am lacking at this point. Some areas that I'm hoping this mask will help me address, and we're not going to see in this video because it takes a month to see results, but I'm starting to see my face basically falling. Here's hoping that this new and improved mask is gonna give me that boost that did you see that? I just got hit by a leaf, that I need. I have not opened this yet, so let's do that together. Before I go any further, I wanna say that I was not paid to make this video. I was not even asked to make this video. What I was asked from CurrentBody is whether I would like to try their Series 2 mask that they've spent 5 years redeveloping, which obviously I do. I can say whatever I like, and I'll probably make a follow-up in about a month of trying it daily, and we can have a look at results then. So if that interests you, make sure that you like and make sure that you subscribe. So let's talk about price. This mask is $469 US at the time of my filming this, but don't pay full retail price. I have a code, or look for a code elsewhere online, and it's costly, but if you're familiar with the world of LED masks, they all tend to be on the expensive side. This is not an inexpensive product. There definitely are very inexpensive LED masks, and I mean, you can do your own research, but I think with something with so many lights near your eyes, at least for me, I feel more comfortable going with a really reputable company. CurrentBody is an English company. They've been around a very long time, and I trust them. And I can't say that about the inexpensive LED masks that are out there on the market. According to the marketing materials, this new and improved mask has 3 highly precise LED wavelengths, 236 bulbs with upgraded unmatched precision for maximum results, is what they say. They've got deep near infrared, they've got near infrared, and they've got red, and I will not pretend to understand every distinction between these 3 wavelengths, but I know that they target different skin concerns. Another key feature is that they've improved the shape of this. The original one is great. I still have and I use that one. But this one, I see that it is contoured more. It's an improved flexible silicone shape that is more shaped like a face, if that makes sense. It's not as flat as the original one. CurrentBody has introduced something called Veritas, which means that each mask has its own Veritas NFC card that will give you more information on how your mask has been tested and how it's going to deliver results. I also chatted with a brand rep, and I do have to say, with this company, you will get answers. You will get really good communication, at least all the times I have needed to contact CurrentBody. They've been really good. She tells me that they've also added 16 extra deep near-infrared bulbs around the eyes and the mouth where signs of aging are more pronounced. So I didn't want to forget to tell you guys that. Unfortunately, I am constitutionally unable to not goof around when I have this mask on. It is just a great sight gag. So I'm not really wearing this mask today. I've got a full face of makeup on, so I'll read the instructions, and tomorrow I'm gonna give it a proper go with no makeup on, so I will see you then. Good day. Let's assemble the mask now. I read this booklet, so I want you to make sure that you stick around and listen to all the people that are not supposed to purchase or use this mask right now. You wouldn't want to buy such an expensive thing and then find out it's contraindicated for you, so stick around for that. But in the meantime, let's put this mask together and try it. So I've been charging mine just using the USB-C that comes with it, and you just very simply plug it into there. Not only does it beep, but it flashes as well. You will see this, and these may look confusing. What these are little eye shields that you can use if you want to, because some people find this, and myself, find this a little too bright around the eyes when you put it on. These feel so slight. They're just like very light foam pieces. They almost feel like they're just part of the packaging, and you can toss them. Don't toss them. Keep them, because you may want to insert them. So one's got a tiny little L on it, and one's got a tiny little R left and right. And so if you want, you pop these in. This is what the eye shields look like inserted. They are the tiniest bit fiddly to get in there, but if you have a little bit of patience and you just work them, they will pop in quite nicely and smoothly. This is to just shield your eyes from the brightness that can come from the LED lights. They are optional. So now you've got these straps that are for the back of the mask, and this is different from the original one because it only had, I think, this one strap. So we're just inserting this Velcro back in here. So it's got these 2 Velcro straps for one side, and then boom, you affix this. I think that's all you need. Now, it doesn't actually say in the booklet. I believe this to be an extra strap for if you just want to use this instead. Perhaps it's more comfortable, perhaps your hair's in a chignon or a bun in the back, then maybe you just want to strap the top. Sometimes I wear my hair in a bun and then this would be like right on top of it. So I think that that's what it's for. Okay, so I think we're pretty much assembled. Let me just untwist this. Open up the Velcro. The eye shield popped out, so I'm gonna put it back in. Okay, here we are. If you don't have great mobility to put your hands behind your head, probably just put it on first and then slide it over your head. That's what I would do. And let's try it out for the full 10 minutes. Okay, so it automatically shuts off after the 10 minutes. Let's remove. I wanted to tidy up my desk to make sure that I was bending in different ways and that I was moving around to see if it shifted. It did not, and I really do think actually the eye guards were actually helpful because they really conformed to the face and it all felt really comfortable the whole time, but a bit hot in there. So like any silicone mask where it touches your skin, it does warm up underneath. It's not uncomfortable. I'm not wearing any serum or moisturizer as per the directions. You're supposed to use this on completely bare skin. I was wondering at the pressure points whether it would leave grooves in my face. There's just the tiniest bit of red I've noticed here from where the mask was sitting on my nose. So if you only watch one part of the video, I hope it's this one. I'm gonna go through some of the key things that you should know inside the booklet. And I know your eyes are probably closing, you feel like you're back in school, but these are important to know if you're gonna be shelling out for this LED mask or any LED mask. In terms of contraindications, certain medical conditions, medications, chemicals can give you photosensitivity, which is sensitivity to the light. It says these can include many medications, skincare supplements, antibiotics, diuretics, and steroids. St. John's wort, certain perfumes, antiperspirant, antibacterial soaps, artificial sweeteners, naphthalene, which is mothballs, petroleum products, brightening agents found in laundry detergent, and cadmium sulfide, a chemical injected into the skin during tattooing. So you need to know that. These are medical conditions for which if you have it, you should not use this device. Epilepsy or seizures triggered by light, metabolic disorders such as porphyria, autoimmune disorders such as systemic lupus, SLE, photosensitive disorders, active cancers, use of photosensitive medication or skincare, eye disease, glaucoma, cataracts, recent laser eye surgery, light-induced headaches or migraines, and that makes sense. Okay, for best results, use 3 to 5 times weekly. Do not carry out more than one treatment on the same area within a 24-hour period, so that's good to know. Make sure your skincare is applied after using the device as it can cause irritation and block light penetration. Not before. So obviously this is not meant to mix with serum or anything else, moisturizer you might be wanting to put on your skin, just use them after the treatment. I actually spoke to the brand representative because I wanted to get a bit more information for you guys. This is pronounced Veritas, and this card inside, you can open it up with your phone. Each mask features a unique Veritas NFC card that provides information on how your individual mask delivers results. So this is something new. So if you want to know more about your mask, this is the way you do it. You just tap your phone onto this card and it will tell you what's going on. My thinking as to why they did this, not being an expert in LED masks, is that there are many different masks on the market, but you don't always know what the testing is that's going on for them. They can make kind of any claim that they like, but without showing you the results or having anything traceable, without the R&D, it's kind of hard to know exactly what it is that you're buying. So I think that CurrentBody is trying to be a leader in this particular space and making everything very traceable for the consumer to understand. So if you do want to try this out, use my code CBHelen, and I'll also put a link down below, not only in the description, but I always put my links and my codes also in the comment box because I know sometimes those are easier to find. I'm going to give this a go for a month. What have I got to lose? So be sure that you stick around for that.
Well, I really hope you watch to the end of this video. I have a really important message for everybody regarding this mask. This is something that people are not talking about enough, but needs to be discussed. Be sure to watch to the end. Should you get the CurrentBody LED Series 2 mask? Or should you save a bit of money and get the Series 1 mask? I own both of them, so I'm going to talk you through some of the differences between them, and it's not all just down to cost. Let's get into it. I never say this in my videos, but I would really appreciate if you watch through to the end because there's something really important that nobody's been talking about, and we need to discuss it. Stay tuned to the end. This is the underside of the CurrentBody Series 2 mask. This is the $469 one. This is the CurrentBody Series 1 mask, and this one goes for a little bit less. It is $380. Of course, don't pay it full retail price. I have a code for it, or look around online for a code, link in the description, and also the comments. They look pretty similar, but there is a difference. I'm going to tell you what it is. One of the first things I noticed about this newer one, and you'll see it too once we actually get a good look, hopefully this is picking up well, is that this one The Series 2 has more lights. If you look from the middle of the eye holes, I counted and there's just a lot more lights. This is the forehead area. I'm going to go from about the middle of the eyes. There's basically 20 right here in the forehead area. And the brand rep told me that they've added 16 extra deep near infrared bulbs around the eyes and mouth where signs of aging are more pronounced. So we know that they've added more bulbs there and there. By contrast, if we check this one, from the middle of the eye to the middle of the eye, there is, let's see, so 11 in this one. So fewer in the forehead area, which is my particular area of concern. I've been using the CurrentBody Series 1 mask for about 2 years now. I mean, not every day, on and off. And so that's the thing. You're supposed to stay consistent with them. I'm less experienced with the Series 2 because I just got that a couple weeks ago. And though I have been using it nearly daily, I haven't really noticed a difference in terms of how my skin looks. It's just too soon. Even though I can't comment on how one might be better on my skin than the other, what I can say is there have been some immediate differences in between how they feel using them. One thing I've noticed about the Series 2 is that it just fits on my face better. I can wear it and do stuff around the house a little bit more easy. But with the Series 1, my face is already pretty flat. I find that the Series 1 has a bit of a tendency to slide down a little bit, whereas the 2 just hugs my face really nicely. It could be down to the Velcro straps being a bit thicker. I'm not exactly sure. Some people have been finding the opposite problem, and we'll talk about that toward the end of the video. I'm just using Merit makeup products today. When it comes to traveling, the Series 2, everything about it is larger. The molded face means that it doesn't lay completely flat. This power source is chunkier, although it's nice that it does have the clip. It just weighs more. Everything about this is bigger. The straps are bigger. It just takes up more space. The upside of the Series 1 is that it lays completely flat. Everything about it is a little bit more minimal. This is more modular, so it comes apart, the power source and the cord, whereas if you see back over here, these ones are stuck together. So these are all connected and you can't take it apart. If you're planning on traveling with this, I'm going to say that this one is just that little bit easier to take with you. What I do love about both of them is that they're soft and kind of wiggly and they mold to your face. I don't have one of the ones that are like the hard cage looking one, but I just know that that's not going to be as comfortable. I can just look at it and tell. I'd rather have one that conforms to my face. It feels much more like wearing a sheet mask, and I like that feeling. Some users are saying they're having problems with this mask or the Series 2 sliding down their faces and not being able to get the best fit. Well, I mean, you can adjust these, but even if you adjust the Velcro straps and it's still sliding down, I would strongly suggest you take this as your cue. If you've already purchased this and you want to keep using it, to wear it and use the time to catch up on your reading. Another key difference between them, this is Merit's Minimalistic in Ochre, is that the Series 1 has 2 LED wavelengths, where the new Series 3, which only came out in October, has 3 different LED wavelengths. Whether that makes a big difference or not, it's just far too soon for me to comment on whether I'm seeing any difference in my skin. One thing I have seen though, and I will never make a skin claim that is not true, after 2 weeks of near daily use with the Series 2, my skin kind of looks the same, but the texture is slightly different and it is more receptive to skincare. And it's the only thing that I've changed in my routine. I'm using the same serum, the same medication, which is different. Different is a type of retinol. Nothing else has changed, but my skin is just a bit softer. So maybe it's the mask. It would be nice if it were. But all of a sudden now when I'm putting on moisturizer and serum, it's just sinking in much more nicely into my skin. Another fun fact is with this Series 1, the mouth hole is actually big enough for you to drink your morning coffee through. Whereas the Series 2, because it has a design that's got more lights around the mouth, there's a smaller mouth hole, and so this is not big enough to get the coffee through, unless you use a straw, of course. I think they're both good. I think that there's a travel advantage to using the Series 1. It's just much flatter. Obviously, there's the price advantage. It costs less money as well. Just based on such a long experience of using the Series 1 versus Series 2, I still like the Series 2 a bit better because for my face shape, it just hugs it really nice. I like how the eye shields make the whole thing sit really nicely, and I love that there's more lights in the forehead area. The eyes and the mouth are less of a concern for me. That's where they've really bumped up the technology, but just even having more in the forehead, that's exactly like right here, that's exactly where I would like to target. And here to some extent too, I would love to have some more collagen buildup. I can't comment on that right now because it's just so early in using the Series 2. And just keeping it 100% real, like it hasn't rejuvenated my face to make me look 15 years younger. Like, we have to also be realistic about the results. Does it look better? It's sort of hard to say because I don't have like a contrast. I don't have two faces. I have one face. I have the one face where I've tried the mask. So it's not like I have the face that didn't try the mask. Hopefully it's been doing something over this time. Just interjection, if you're enjoying this video so far, I'll do a more in-depth review with some close-ups of my skin before and after. So make sure you like and subscribe so you can stay tuned to that. I mean, if you really want to get smart about this stuff, one of the best pieces of advice I think I ever read, probably on a beauty Reddit community, was to just save your money. Don't spend your money on fillers or masks or anything like that. Save your money for a facelift 10 years down the line. So look, I think there is some wisdom in that, but it's also just fun to play with LED devices, right? And see if you get any results because they're non-invasive. This is also kind of weird, but because they're quite bright, I find that they actually even help me in the winter months feel a little bit more peppy because I definitely suffer from not seasonal affective disorder, but something approaching the winter blues. And when I do use the mask, I noticed I'm a little bit more energetic, as I am this morning because I put my mask on before I film this. Now, another thing that bears mentioning is that there's a whole category of people who should not be using this LED device or probably any LED device. You might be surprised who's on the list, and I think that that's something that is just not discussed enough here on YouTube. I spoke about that at length in my other unboxing video, so I'll be sure to link that one up. Have a look and see if you fall into one of those categories you'll want to know before you buy. There's something else I want to talk to you about, and it's actually the real reason that I made this video. I see this addressed once in a while, but not everybody's talking about it, and they should be, in which case I have to start with a disclosure first. This is not an ad. This is not sponsored. CurrentBody has never asked me to even make a video. They've just given me these units. I can say whatever I like. They didn't get to see this video before I made it. These products were gifted. I've never purchased an LED mask, and so that's what I want to talk about. CurrentBody as a company, they're a company based in London, England. They've been around since 2009. They have a really nice long history of being a reputable company. But that said, and this is not unique to this mask or this company, I really want you to read the return policy carefully. Some people have been saying that the mask doesn't fit them great. They don't have an issue with how it works, but because it doesn't fit them great, they want to return it. And I don't think you can do that after it's been opened. If I am looking online and I'm seeing a 60-day money-back guarantee, what it says exactly is that if within 60 days you're not completely satisfied with your purchase, you can return the item and receive a refund minus a 10% restocking fee. This is not unusual in the world of electronics. I checked in with other YouTubers in the beauty community who specialize in masks, and apparently, yes, this is quite common, and you do see people leaving comments, not so much in my videos, but in their videos about how they're maybe a little bit unhappy, they haven't been able to return it, but definitely you want to read and understand the return policies before you splash out because it's a lot of money. These are not cheap. If I didn't mention that, I would just have to live with the guilt of people possibly purchasing and not being able to return things. So I'm just glad that I've done at least my due diligence. And so my conscience now is clear. And it also has a 2-year warranty. So one thing that's not clear to me is the people who are commenting whether they have just exceeded that 60-day period. I would imagine so, because it seems like if they're not liking it, it literally says if you're not completely satisfied, you're entitled to a refund minus that restocking fee. So if you have experience dealing with this, please do drop it down below in the comments and tell us exactly what your experience has been. I'm also seeing a general return policy where if you have it and you've purchased it and you haven't opened it within 30 days, you can send it back and you don't get charged the restocking fee. That's how I'm interpreting this. Now, I know I didn't dig down deep into the specs, and that's because I'm not a specifications expert by any means. I have only ever owned these two masks. I'm going to leave a link to CurrentBody to a page where it should pop up both of the different masks, and then you can just flip from one to the other and do a deep dive yourself. I think the key takeaways are the Series 1 original mask has 2 LED wavelengths, and the updated Series 2 mask has 3 LED wavelengths. I know that they've also introduced something called Veritas technology where it's more traceable. They give you a card and you use your phone to have a look at the testing and background information on your particular mask. So that's cool. The Series 1 does not have that as far as I know. So hopefully this has helped you make a buying decision. I'm going to put up all the other CurrentBody videos I've made in case you want to see these. I've been using them for 2 years now. And also I vlog. So if you want to check out a bit about my life, more about me, I'll put that up as well. I've been using the CurrentBody Series 2 LED mask for a month now, so I thought I would hop on here and give you some quick initial thoughts on it. I've been wearing this for 10 minutes every day, and this is what my face looks like as soon as I hop out. Definitely have been noticing that I get a little bit of red here on my nose just from this sitting on my nose. Some of the weight of it is kind of resting on here, so that's something to be aware of. The second thing that I discovered, thanks to a kind commenter in one of my earlier videos, because I'd made 2 other videos on this, an unboxing and a contraindications. That was the first video. The second video was about whether you should get the Series 2 versus the Series 1 CurrentBody LED mask. But a commenter in one of those videos said that this third strap can actually be used just on the top here to sort of hang it off the top of your head, almost like a headband. And when I did that, it really did improve the fit. So if you're struggling with fit, try the strap that way. Another question I'm getting a lot of in the comments in those previous videos is whether you can use retinols and retinoids with this mask. And as far as I know, you can. I found an old video from Dr. Dre where she talks a little bit about it, saying that they can be used. Obviously, you don't put the retinols before the mask. You don't put anything on, not even serum before the mask. And I have been doing that because I'm someone who uses Differin. Differin is a third generation retinol product that's a little bit gentler than Retin-A. I've been using this for almost a year now, so I haven't changed that part of my routine at all. I put that on at night, which leads me to something else I wanted to discuss. Now, I know I had mentioned that I would show you a lot of befores and afters at the 1 month mark, but here's the problem. I can put up a little bit of footage here of what I looked like a month ago. I've changed cameras, so now I have a much better quality camera because that one it wasn't that good. So I'm not sure how much difference you're going to see visibly here. But speaking of different leaves my face kind of flaky, especially when I've gone too hard, which I try not to do, but it does happen. One thing I noticed is I don't have as many skin flakes as I normally would. So that's very interesting. So I suspect somehow the mask is helping with cell turnover. For instance, here, this would all be like furry with dead skin, but it isn't. So I'm going to come close. Forgive. This is maybe TMI. I don't have as much dryness as I usually do and as many skin flakes. So that's one major thing I've noticed in the last month. One of the other interesting beneficial effects I've also noticed in the last month is I've had zero hormonal acne. Now, this could be a coincidence, but I suspect maybe it isn't, because usually in a given month, I'll have at least one pimple, especially down here in the chin area. Welcome to perimenopausal problems. I have nothing lately. So that's interesting. That's different for me. So as much as I'd like to be skeptical about the mask, I do think actually that has helped. Now, before I forget, if you found this video useful or helpful, or you just want to see more of content I make about this mask going forward, please do give this video a like and consider subscribing. That really helps me out. I notice when I don't ask that, my videos tank. Okay, now on to the biggest benefit that I've noticed, and I've honestly just noticed this in the last 3 days. By the way, I'm using Merit products. I use their serum and their moisturizer, two of my new favorites of this year. Something is different about my face. Different in a good way. My husband asked me if I was wearing any makeup because he said my makeup looked good. I wasn't really wearing any makeup that day. I just had moisturizer and the serum on. So it's almost intangible and very difficult to explain, but my face feels more soft and bouncy. I don't know how else to describe it because this is not a usual sensation for me. So something is going on. Would I say it's like 50% better? No, but there's like a 10% difference in how my skin is, how it accepts serum and moisturizer. It seems to just sink in better and I have more glow. And literally, this has been the only thing I've changed is wearing this mask as per the directions. You actually don't have to wear it every day. I'm pretty sure the booklet said 3 to 5 times a week, so I use it 5 times a week. So when I say daily, I just mean like weekdays. My skin just looks better without makeup on. I don't know how else to describe it. All right, I thought I would take you outside to show you what I meant. There's nowhere to hide out here. It's not a very sunny day, but it's sunny enough that you'll see what I'm talking about. I think I just look a little fresher than I normally do. Winter is coming here now, and another key benefit that I've been noticing is that my mood is a little bit better, and I think it's because of all these lights beaming into my face. I just feel happier and peppier after I use it, and I think that there's maybe some sort of effect that the LED brightness is having on my mood, which is a good thing, because I can get really kind of low this time of year, but it hasn't happened yet, despite it being quite gray and not really that nice out lately. Some facts about me: I'm 48. I don't use any fillers or Botox. Not that there's anything wrong with them. I'm just very lazy and cheap, and I don't use a whole of a lot else in terms of skincare, so I haven't changed my skincare at all. Overall, just quite happy with the experience so far. Now listen, this LED mask is not for everybody. There are a number of contraindications in people who should not be using it, and if you're on certain medications, you should not be using this mask. I have a video all about that. I'll be sure to link that one up. I've got no makeup on now, just serum and moisturizer. I'm squinting a lot, but overall, the texture of my skin has improved. So I just wanted to keep this short, just a quick drop in to give you an update so that we're not waiting 3 months for me to make this video. I have been noticing some slight improvements using this mask. Now, if you want one of these masks, as I always say, don't pay full price. There's always some sort of sale going on. Use my code, which is CB Helen, or look for another better code online. I'll leave a link and more info down in the description and also in the comments. I'm going to leave it off here. Thanks for watching me, for trusting me to give you my honest opinion. We'll see you in the next video. Scam or not, do LED face masks work? This is a brand new article from the New York Times that I just got my eyes on today, so we're going to talk about it. I would encourage you to read the full article. I'm going to put the link down below, and I'm also going to add it into the comments, so have a look when you're done watching this video. Hi, my name is Helen, and I talk about all kinds of different things here, do product reviews. One of the last things, or one of the latest subjects that I've been talking about a lot is LED face masks. So if that's of interest to you and you want to follow my journey, I'm at about the 3-month mark now. We'll talk about that at the end of this video. Please do like and subscribe. Right, so let's get on with the actual article. I'm not going to read through all of it. Obviously, this is just a review and a reaction. Do LED face masks work? What this person did was interview 2 dermatologists and 2 facial plastic surgeons for their takes on it. So the first thing that caught my attention was just literally the very first sentence. You've probably noticed this scene on social media. People, usually women, lounging on couches or in beds while wearing serial killer style face masks with colorful lights emanating from beneath them. I felt very attacked when I saw this because I've definitely done a lot of that here. I just can never pass up a good opportunity to scare people with my LED mask in my family. Okay, so this article talks about LED face masks like this one. This is my CurrentBody mask that I've been using now daily for almost 3 months. Yeah, 3 months. This and handheld wands. So I'll just tell you right now, the upshot with the handheld wands, the ones where you can just go like this, the upshot from this article was that they take longer to use, which is obvious because they're not doing the whole face all at once. You're just going section by section. Okay, also, according to the article, many devices emit red light with wavelengths between 630 and 700 nanometers. Red light can penetrate deeply into the skin to boost the production of collagen and elastin, which are proteins that help to maintain skin strength and elasticity, one of the doctors said. By boosting these proteins, red light may minimize wrinkles and help skin appear younger. It can also reduce inflammation and accelerate healing. It's unclear exactly how the light produces these effects, said a facial plastic surgeon in Northern California. But the thought is that the skin cells absorb the light and convert it into signals that increase the production of proteins and aid in other aspects of healing. So that's interesting. So that's kind of been my experience, just to stop here for a second, with this mask. While I don't feel like it's given me a ton of wrinkle reduction or even helped that much with a hyperpigmentation spot I have, but it has faded it a little bit. What I have really noticed over these last 3 months is that my skin is not flaky anymore. Like, we're in full winter right now. The conditions are very cold, very dry outside. I get a cold gust of wind blasting into my face. And normally that combined with just everything that I do to my skin during the day, including needing to take off long wear foundation, almost always leaves my skin flaky. In fact, it does. At this time of the year, my skin is always flaky. It's not flaky at all this year. And the only real change I can attribute this to is using this LED face mask every day. So I think that there is something to the rapid cell turnover that I've been experiencing anyway. It also says some devices emit blue light, usually between 400 to 490 nanometers. These shorter wavelengths are believed to penetrate less deeply into the skin, where they can kill some types of bacteria and reduce oil gland activity, helping to control acne. So that's less of a concern for me personally. It says many products can switch between different wavelengths depending on your needs. So as far as I know, my mask does not switch between any wavelengths. It is what it is. But on the other hand, I don't need it for acne. That's not really a prime concern for me. So where this article starts to get interesting for me anyway is under the headline, Do At-Home Masks Work? It says in one randomized control trial published in 2007, so that's a while ago now, but nonetheless, researchers recruited 76 people, mostly women with wrinkles, using an over-the-counter LED mask, so the at-home ones. They applied red light, near-infrared light, a combination of the two, or just like fake light, sham light, to the right side of the faces. They did this for 20 minutes, twice a week for 4 weeks. Each form of light treatment reduced the appearance of wrinkles and improved the skin's elasticity compared with the sham treatment. So the way that the study was designed was that on one side of the face, they're using actual LED products, and the other side, they're using fake light, just probably regular light. And so there was a benefit to the people using LED mask light sources on the one side of the face. Dr. Whitney Bowe, who's a dermatologist in New York City, said that based on her clinical observations, patients who consistently use these devices experience noticeable improvements in skin firmness and sometimes redness. So just speaking personally, I don't think the firmness has changed, but like I said, the flaking is on a whole other reduced level that I'm kind of surprised. I always have like dry, flaky skin, and I don't at all this year. Now, this is where it gets interesting. When it comes to using the blue light to control acne, and I've known this for a while just because I've had masks for a long time and I have done research on them, and I have made videos here even, before I owned this one. I own the Series 1, and I have some older 2-year-old or so videos about those. So I have been sort of tracking the science behind these for a long time. The bottom line is the blue light to control acne, the results of that have been less well established. So, in a 2019 review and analysis of 14 clinical trials on the effectiveness of blue light, the article says, for acne, including treatments done in doctors' offices, researchers determined that most trials were poorly designed, which prevented a firm conclusion. Now, when it comes to research on the actual at home devices, a 2011 study involving 30 adults with mild to moderate facial acne. While they did get some results, this study was run by the people actually making the equipment, so that's obviously a conflict of interest. So, another interesting part of this article is down toward the bottom, are some devices better than others? So, Dr. Lamb, one of the doctors quoted in this article, suggests choosing a device that is marketed as FDA cleared. So I remember from the literature from my Current Body Series 2, this is FDA cleared, which means that the company has provided information to the Food and Drug Administration demonstrating safety and effectiveness. And back to that point I made earlier about wands and masks, the takeaway here is that wands and masks can both work, but wands typically require more effort because you have to manually glide them across your face. While you're blasting your entire face with lights using a mask, when you're using the wand, you're only targeting a little spot at a time, which is maybe okay if you only want to target a little spot at a time. One of the other doctors recommended choosing devices with bulbs that are evenly spaced so that all areas of the skin get equal treatment. Generally, the more bulbs a device has, the better to maximize the amount of light hitting the skin. And so I believe that is why the Current Body Series 2 really increased the amount of lights. I have a full length video about the Series 1 versus the Series 2 if you are interested in the Current Body mask. And if you do end up wanting to purchase one, don't pay full price. I have a code. It's CB Helen. I'll put a link and the code down below. And if you don't want to use my code, that's fine, but just definitely search around on the internet. You will find a better price than just like the regular retail price. Don't pay full price on these masks. The other question I've been getting, actually, that I should probably just address quickly is when will it be 20% off again? Because that was a really good Black Friday sale. I don't know. If any of you know times of year where it tends to go on sale for 20% off, let us know down below in the comments. I've only seen it go off. I mean, I've only been tracking for a couple of years now, but I've only seen it be 20% off at around the Black Friday time. But definitely stay tuned here because I'll put it in a community post or somewhere if I see it for 20% off again, or I'll just make a quick video about it. Speaking only, of course, for Current Body. I don't know about the other masks on the market. Okay, here's a tip from the article. Before using any device, wash your face to help the light penetrate the skin and always use it as directed. 10 to 20 minutes per session, 3 to 5 times per week. And that's what the mask paperwork says for this one that I have. It's actually not supposed to be every day. It's not 7 days a week. It's 3 to 5 days a week. So you can take some days off. I definitely do here and there. And the article says, be patient as visible results can take several weeks of consistent use. Okay, now let's go on to the side effects that are mentioned in this article. It says, although side effects are rare, they can happen. The light can damage your eyes, according to the article, so it's important to wear protective goggles or to close your eyes when you're doing your treatment, or to use masks with eye holes or eye shields. Mine has eye shields. I definitely use them. Someone asked me once if they should keep them in or not. I think you should. What could be more important than protecting your eyes? It also says people are taking medications that can cause light sensitivity, including some retinoids, antibiotics, antidepressants, may be at higher risk for side effects like redness and burning. This is important. People with darker skin tones can rarely experience a darkening of the skin after LED therapy. Skin darkening is more likely if the treatment warms your skin. Ideally, it shouldn't, one of the doctors said, but if it does, you may want to stop using it. So that is good to know. If you're pregnant, if you have active skin infections, conditions that make you sensitive to light, or certain autoimmune diseases and conditions, should avoid using these devices or at least consult a dermatologist first. Now, the bottom line of the article, while sometimes silly looking, it says these devices do seem to benefit the skin, but one of the doctors added they typically work best as part of a broader skincare regimen rather than as a standalone solution. Bottom line is, yes, they work. The evidence for it working on acne seems to be far less well established, but in terms of it working on or for wrinkles and collagen production, reducing redness and inflammation, there seems to be evidence to support that. Just to sum up, I have been using this now. This one just for a few months, but before this, I had a prior mask, which I alluded to. I've never felt that this has really turned back the hands of time. I don't feel like I've been using this and now, boom, I look 15 years younger. And I also think that would be unrealistic to expect that. Even with the first mask, I don't think I saw as many benefits, but then again, I was much more sporadic about using it. This time, I'm really trying to be diligent and disciplined about using this every single day. The number one skin effect that I've noticed is that no flakes. That's wild to me. I didn't think that that could happen to me in my 40s, but here we are, and that's a good thing. The actual real benefit, though, is that I have not really struggled with the winter blues. I have this sort of borderline seasonal affective disorder thing going on almost always this time of year. In fact, I cannot remember a year that I didn't have it except this year. So I think that blasting myself with this brightness in the morning, even though I have the eye shields on and sometimes I keep my eyes closed, has really helped to elevate my mood. I haven't felt terrible at all, and usually I do this time of year, to be completely honest. So that has been a completely unexpected and unaddressed in this article benefit that I've experienced. I'd be curious to know what your experience is using this. So please do leave a comment down below. I'll try my best to get to all of them. And with that, we'll leave it off there. So good news for all of us who bought these expensive LED masks. They seem to work according to this article, and they seem to scare people as well. So anyhow, we'll see you on the next video.